Three senior officers faced unprecedented questioning into police failings in the phone hacking scandal and possible connections to police relationships with the press. First, John Yates, Assistant Commissioner charged in 2009 with reviewing the case, admits that mistakes were made.
I express regret that we didn't do enough about dealing with those who were potentially affected by phone hacking, and I've held my hands up, and I passionately believe in doing the right thing around these matters, and if I've found out to be wrong and made an error, then I'll hold my hands up.
He's been criticised for not properly re-evaluating documents from the original investigation, and today another revelation.
Who did you take legal advice from?
It was looking at the previous legal advice we'd got.
People. Who were the people that you took the legal advice from?
Sorry, you were looking at the previous legal advice?
The legal advice, all the legal advice.
So is the answer to Mrs. Fulbrook's question that you didn't take fresh legal advice in the 8 hours?
We had the legal advice.
So you didn't take fresh legal advice?
No, we didn't, no.
But he denied reports he'd been blackmailed into not reopening the case.
Can I just ask that in the New York Times today there is an article, it makes allegations that it's because of your personal life that you were put under pressure by News International. Can you categorically say that that was not the case?
I categorically state that was not the case to each and every one of you. I think it's despicable. I think it's cowardly. And it is not the case. It is.
And nor was he bribed.
And I have never, ever, ever received any payment of that sort.
Have any of your officers received payment that you in the last 10 years?
I think it's highly probable in the light of the allegations that are surfacing and have been investigated, so we're very careful what we say.
John Yates says he thinks his phone was hacked and his name was on a list provided by the committee.
First time you've seen that list of names?
Yes, and my own name, of course.
Yes.
He said he acted in good faith and had no intention of resigning. The committee's conclusion of his evidence wasn't favourable.
I think it is the view of the committee that your evidence today is unconvincing, and there are questions to be asked.
The next questions were for Peter Clark, former Deputy Assistant Commissioner who had day-to-day control of the initial 2006 investigation, who admits there was oversight into the potential extent of phone hacking.
As a result of the decision not to conduct a detailed analysis of all the material seized, a category of victim that I had no idea were the targets of the hackers did not receive the support that they deserved sooner.
Mr. Clark said resources were stretched on terror investigations, and they couldn't exhaustively investigate all of Glenn Mulcair's notes.
Why didn't you do an exhaustive search of a sample of the evidence, and then you would have seen the iceberg underneath what you're dealing with?
I'm just trying to reflect on that.
Well, it's a simple question.
It's a simple question, and there's no simple answer, because it's inviting me to consider why didn't I do part of the job. I suppose I took the view you either do the job properly or you don't do it at all.
But you didn't do the job properly.
But Clark's key point was that the news of the world was being obstructive to the investigation.
This is a global organisation with access to the best legal advice, in my view, deliberately support a criminal investigation.
Then why was the next witness, Andy Heyman, overseeing the investigation, having dinner with representatives of News International while investigating them?
Not to have that dinner, I think, would have been potentially more suspicious than to have it. And
suspicious?
I don't know why you're laughing.
Because we are astonished, Mr. Heyman, at the way in which you are answering these questions.
I'm very sorry, but I'm trying to share with you the thinking at the time.
Right.
And all I'm sure I can say to you is this, that we never, ever had a conversation that would have compromised an investigation.
The former Assistant Commissioner admits the revelations have been shocking.
When you look back now, and what we know now, I mean, this is a horror story. This is absolutely awful. The people that are now going through the pain, second time round as victims, just appalling.
But it emerged Mr. Heyman was even unaware of his own victim status.
So was your phone hacked or not?
I haven't got a clue.
Nobody has told you?
No, I haven't got a clue.
But you are on the list.
Am I?
Well, apparently.
I don't know.
Goodness gracious.
I really don't know. And if I am, so be it, because I've got nothing to hide at all.
But one member of the committee wanted to be sure.
Mr. Heyman, while a police officer, did you ever receive payment from any news organisation?
Good God. Absolutely not. I can't believe you suggested that.
Lots of people do.
Well, come on, hang on. I'm not letting you get away with that. Absolutely no way. I can say to you...
Mr Heyman... Order.
No, come on, Chairman, that's not fair.
Order.
The questions were probing and personal. The relationship between police and media has never been so sharply scrutinised. Jason Farrell, Sky News.